Today, we are diving into Vex King's Good Vibes, Good Life. Think of it as a super practical guide for totally transforming your mindset, cranking up your energy, and basically building a better reality for yourself. Let's get into it.
Have you ever found yourself asking this? I mean, it's a feeling we all know. That feeling of being stuck, just spinning your wheels in a puddle of negativity while you watch other people zoom by. It's so frustrating, and you can't help but feel like you're missing some kind of secret password to a better life.
Well, the author, Vex King, he's not just talking theory here. His whole philosophy was basically forged in fire. This is someone who dealt with losing his father, with homelessness, poverty, and racism. He had to learn, the hard way, how to change not just what was happening around him, but his entire inner world. His story is just this powerful reminder that your starting point doesn't define your destination. Your choices do.
So here's the game plan for our journey today. We're going to start with the core idea, the vibe. Then we'll build on that with the power of self-love and some really practical daily tools. After that, we'll get into turning thoughts into action, protecting your good energy, and finally, what it really looks like to live that high vibration life. Okay, first up, let's talk about the absolute foundation of this whole book. The idea that the energy we choose to put out there, our vibe, is what's actually creating the world we see around us. It's not something that just happens to us, we're actively creating it. So what even is this vibe? Well, King connects it to something called the law of vibration. The idea is actually pretty simple. Everything, and I mean everything, including your thoughts, is vibrating at a certain frequency. Good feelings, positive emotions, they create high frequencies that pull in more good stuff. Negative emotions, they create low frequencies that just attract more of the same. And you can really feel the difference, right? On one side, you have these light, expansive feelings like joy, gratitude, and love. They lift you up. On the other side, you've got this heavy, dense energy from things like fear, blame, and gossip. It just pulls you down. It's a constant feedback loop, and you get to choose which side you're on. And this, right here, is the most powerful part of the whole idea. Your vibe isn't something that just happens to you. It's a choice. You consciously decide. In any given moment, no matter what's going on around you, you have the power to choose your frequency. So if our vibe is a choice, where do we find the strength to actually make that choice, especially when life gets hard? Vex King is crystal clear on this. It all starts with self-love. And this isn't some fluffy, nice-to-have idea. It is the non-negotiable foundation for everything else. I mean, think about it. We spend so much energy on our relationships with other people, but we forget that the one with ourselves is the only one that's guaranteed to last a lifetime. King argues that self-love isn't selfish. It's absolutely essential. You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to nurture yourself first before you can really show up for anyone else. So what does this look like in real life? Well, it's about actually appreciating what makes you unique. It's celebrating the small wins, not just the huge ones. It's about forgiving yourself for mistakes instead of having them on repeat in your head. And maybe most importantly, it's about talking to yourself with the same kindness you'd give to a friend you care about. Now, this is a really important distinction he makes. Self-love is not about just sitting back and saying, well, I'm perfect. It's a two-part deal. It's about loving yourself exactly as you are right now with all your flaws, while also committing to becoming an even better version of yourself. It's acceptance and action, hand in hand. Okay, we've got the theory down. Now let's get super practical. How do we actually build up and maintain this high vibration every single day? This part is all about the real tools you can use to make positivity your go-to state of being. First on the list, gratitude. It sounds so simple, but it is incredibly powerful. The real key here is step 3. Don't just make a list. As you write, you have to actually feel the appreciation. This practice literally starts to rewire your brain to look for the good stuff. Like King says, the more you count your blessings, the more blessings you'll have to count. It really works. Next up, you've got to deal with your baggage. Seriously, carrying around old hurts is like trying to swim with a backpack full of rocks. It just weighs you down and lowers your vibration. Healing means looking at that pain and then letting it go. And remember, forgiveness isn't for the other person. It's about cutting the cord so you can be free. The best antidote for getting lost in the past or worrying about the future? It's mindfulness. Things like meditation or even just stopping to take 5 deep, intentional breaths. It pulls you right back here to the present moment. And this is the only place where you have any real power. It just calms the chaos. And hey, we can't forget about our bodies. Your mind and body are totally connected. Simple things, drinking enough water, eating fresh foods that King calls high vibration foods, getting some sunlight, they all have a direct impact on your mood. Taking care of your body is one of the most basic and powerful acts of self-love there is. All right, so you've been working on your inner world, cultivating self-love and a high vibration state. Now, how do you actually translate all that good stuff into real-world results? This next part is all about bridging the gap between positive thinking and concrete action. Vex King uses this amazing metaphor of a garden. Picture it. Your subconscious mind is the soil, and your deepest, most ingrained beliefs are the roots growing in that soil. Now, if you have toxic beliefs rooted down there, like I'm not worthy or I always fail, it doesn't matter how many positive thoughts you try to plant on top. You have to get in there and improve the quality of the soil itself.
And that brings us to manifestation. But here's the kicker. It is not just wishful thinking. Step 4 is everything. It's the part people always forget. You have to set a clear intention, visualize it, believe it's possible, and then, and this is crucial, you have to get up and take consistent, real-world action. Action is where you meet the universe halfway.
It's exactly what Muhammad Ali was talking about here. You have to act as if. You embody the energy and confidence of the person who has already achieved the goal. This isn't about being arrogant. It's about aligning your energy with where you want to go, which makes taking powerful action feel so much more natural. So how do you do that without getting totally overwhelmed? You just break it down. Instead of a huge goal like write a book, your goal for today is just write 200 words. Every single time you check off one of those tiny tasks, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical. This creates a positive feedback loop that builds momentum and makes taking action feel amazing. Okay, you're raising your vibration, you're taking action. Now you have to play defense. This section is all about building a force field around your positive energy so you can keep it safe. Let's start with boundaries. This is a big one for so many of us. We're often taught that saying no is selfish. Vex King totally flips that idea on its head. He says that setting healthy boundaries isn't just nice, it's a critical act of self-care and self-respect. It's not selfish, it's survival. You have to become a detective of your own energy. Start noticing who and what leaves you feeling totally drained. Those are your energy vampires, the chronic complainers and gossips. Just remember, vibes are contagious, so choosing who you spend your time with is one of the most important things you can do to protect your peace. And hey, this doesn't just apply to people you see in person. Your social media feed is an environment you live in. If scrolling through it makes you feel angry or less than or anxious, you're consuming low vibration content. You have to curate your feed like a museum curator. Be ruthless. Unfollow anything that doesn't uplift or inspire you. All right, let's bring this all home. This isn't about a quick fix. It's about a completely new way of living. So let's review the core pillars of what it means to live a high vibration life. And here it is, the whole framework in one simple cheat sheet. It starts with knowing your energy attracts your reality. The fuel for that is self-love and gratitude. You bring it into the world with aligned action, and you protect it all with healthy boundaries. Every single piece of this puzzle is essential. If you take only one thing away today, let it be this. Life is always going to throw curveballs. You can't control that. But your real power, your true freedom, is always, always in how you choose to respond. That is where you take back control of your vibration and ultimately your life. So, I'm going to leave you with a question. Not for tomorrow, not for next week. What is one small, simple thing you are going to do today to raise your vibration? Is it writing down 3 things you're grateful for? Unfollowing a negative account on social media? The whole journey just starts with one small, intentional step. And that's our look at good vibes, good life. If you got some value out of this, please hit that like button, subscribe, and maybe share it with family, friends, or anyone you know who could use a little boost of good vibes right now. Thanks so much for joining me.